Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Sight Club and from the Tom Numbers Show, and in particular, News with Tom Numbers. So it's been a few days. There's been quite a few headlines in the papers. We're just coming up to the coronation, the Corona Nation. So there's a few things I wanted to point out. I probably entitled this Diana Part 2 actually, because I'll just put on my laser. Cold laser wristwatch, purifies your blood, recommend it. And it's a good timer as well. So, okay, so I did at the beginning of the week, the stuff about Diana and about Sylvester Stallone, the codes that he put out about a year ago, but it's come back out in the movement. It's been doing the rounds. So just for people that haven't seen part 1, I would suggest you go and have a look at it, but you've got this here. And there's a woman behind him. See the woman? Now the conclusion is that looks like Diana from the pictures, you see? And the title of the book is Every Last Secret. Every Last Secret is 197, which comes to Diana Spencer Trump. And he's wearing a Q on his cap. Okay, so I did that in the first episode, or the latest one on News with Tom Numbers. So this is the kind of follow-up to it. And there's some headlines as well. Let's go through the headlines, so we've got those. But then we're going to talk more about Diana, Melania, Stallone again, Central Intelligence Agency. There's a lot here. Okay, so here are the headlines. So the day after the last one that we saw, this one came up, ET phone home. So you got the reference to the phone again. I did the phone last week. Darth Vader was shown holding up a phone. So I always get these comms. Anyway, ET phone Dave. ET is Jack. E.T. is 78, which is Kennedy. It's Genesis, it's podcast. Red is JFK, 27. So a code podcast, which is what I do when I'm doing the numbers. So this is a good one. Operation Hide the Sausage. Okay, so it's talking about Charles's sausage fingers. So he's been kind of known for having sausage fingers. I think that leads to something else as well, which I probably won't say now, but look into it. Operation is 113, which is universe, which is trumpet. Operation Hide the Sausage. So look at this. So where are we? Here we go. I should have this here. Operation Hide the Sausage. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so Operation Hide the Sausage. It comes to 245, comes to Thomas Sidney Bushnell. So thanks, thanks for that again, everyone. I think the last one we did came to 245 as well. So we did get these personal codes kind of showing and confirming that we're on track with the stuff I'm sharing with everyone. So 109 is Daily Star, which is Diana Spencer, which is witness. She's a witness to the things that we've all been looking into. Sight Club, my channel, is 109 as well. 109 is 17. Even if you do this, if you do Operation, and like I said, it's red. Red is JFK code 27. But you add those together, it comes to 140, which comes to the Trumps, comes to the military, comes to the quantum, comes to quantum magic, and it also comes to the currency, and it also comes to Tom Numbers. So, it's there again. And if we do this, and guess what Hide the Sausage comes to? Hide the Sausage comes to 132, which is Princess Diana, which is Melania Navs. So Melania with a J. So Melania's 55, Heaven, JFK Jr., Cloud, Sky, but December's 55 as well. But Melania with a J, that's her Slovenian name. It's 65, which is Doves, which is Stay, which is mentioned in the film Tenet. So Melania Navs, Knavs, is 132, which is Princess Diana. So Melania Navs is also 132, which is Princess Diana, which is JFK Jr. is alive. It's also I Am Diana Spencer. So I Am Diana Spencer is 132. So it's Operation I Am Diana Spencer, Operation Princess Diana, or Operation Melania Navs. So take your pick, everyone. You know, take your pick on what you'd like. But that's what it is. Here, look, I'll show you again. And there's, you know, they've highlighted it, they've separated it. So Operation Hide the Sausage is 245, Thomas Sidney Bushnell. The Pure Love of Christ, Currency Revaluation, which is also Donald Trump military, because revaluation is 138, military is 107. Operation is 113, which is Trumpet, which is Universe. Makes you think of a certain date, 11/3 in 2020, yeah. But Hide the Sausage is 132. Hide the Sausage. Yeah. Sausage, actually, interesting enough, is 73, which is Number, Hide the Number. Numbers have been hidden for a while, but my job is to help reveal those to you. Sausage is 73, which is also Obelisk. It's also Egypt. It's also Children. Hide the Children. So what I'll let you think on that. But Hide the Sausage, 132, is Melania Navs. It's I Am Diana Spencer. And it's also Princess Diana at 132. Are we going to see something tomorrow? Let's see. I hope so. I think she's going to be there, dressed up in some shape or form. There was actually, President Trump put something out on Truth Social this week, and there was one of the Telegram posts, or Twitter, it was put on Telegram, but it might have been from Twitter or even Truth Social. Someone commentated on it, and they said, you know, watch this, what's going to happen, pay attention. I think the word spectacular was used. I'll have to do a decode on it. I'll do that in the next show. But seems like something's going to present itself. So let's hope. Let's hope for sure we're ready. Okay, so this was the next bit that came up. Okay, so that was the one the day after. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty chatbot. Anyway, Messiah is 74, which is Jesus, which is London, which is English, which is DeLorean, which is Muhammad, which is Tarot, which is Gematria. So he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty chatbot. So there's a few things there with that. This is interesting. So Nicolas Cage came up today. And I've just watched here in the UK, they showed the film Face Off. So Face is 15. Off is 27, which is JFK, which is code. But if you do the dash, so face dash off, because that's the way the film's written, the title of it. Off is 32, which is again, it's also Obama, interestingly enough. But if you do face dash off, that comes to 74, which again is Gematria, which is Messiah. And Face Off is all about this whole thing of swapping faces out. It's quite gruesome in the way that they do it. You know, it's a surgical procedure and kind of... Anyway, people that have been following this narrative for a few years it will make you think about a few things. So there's Mission Impossible masks. There's Face Off. But basically they swap identity. But they've shown, they've put Nicolas Cage on the front page, and then the film was on tonight. So White Hats are fully in control of this. Okay, let's have a look. The next one, and then this was yesterday's one. So you'll remember, you'll have to play the tape back, or the video back. I did mention when I was with Matt Le Tissier in the car a couple of weeks ago, going to the Manchester event, and we were talking about aliens. And Matt said, "What about Pep Guardiola?" And if you do Pep Guardiola is a football manager, I think that's the full phrase, that comes to 351, which is God communicates through numbers, which is A plus B plus C. So the first letter A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way through to Z or Z, 26. Add them all up, comes to 351. Jesus Christ is the English alphabet. Gematria, power, is the English alphabet. That would also work. Gematria, hertz, is the English alphabet. Hertz, H-E-R-T-Z, H-E-R-T-Z. And I spoke about that as well in one of the shows. The one I did with Gareth Ike. So people that are on Locals have watched that will see that I spoke about that. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I said this to Matt. I don't think I've said it on a show yet, but a few weeks ago they did a picture of Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager, and they made him out to be, they called him Robo Klopp. So I think they're saying that Klopp could be a robot. That's the kind of tongue-in-cheek meme that they're telling us, and they tell, as with humour, you can get away with telling the truth through humour and through memes and cartoons and narratives and jokes, etc. So maybe Pep's a robot, maybe Pep's an alien, Klopp's a robot. And then Sam Allardyce. So I've met Sam, and he just got the new job at Leeds. And Leeds, if I remember right, is 45th president. I should check that. I'm sure it's Leeds, yeah. L, so that's 22, 26. Yeah, Leeds is 45. Codes is also 45, Leeds. But Big Sam, just got the, and Big Sam is magic. Big Don, the Don. And Sam basically said how he felt he was as good as Pep, Arteta and Klopp, and the managers in the Premier League, Premier League. And he went on this kind of speech and said how he was, just as good as them. And good on Sam for saying that. But I've met Sam a few times. I like him. He used to be England manager for one game, he was. But he got, probably because Sam may have not towed the line behind the scenes, they got rid of him. Who knows? But he's got a 100% win record because Adam Lallana scored the only goal and England won. Adam Lallana is friends with Ricky Lambert of Southampton and Liverpool, who I did the show with last week. Probably knows Matt as well, but definitely Ricky and Adam were teammates. They knew each other at Southampton and at Liverpool. So yeah. Anyway, so Sam has made the papers, and so I think that's a soft reference to the part I did a couple of days ago with Gareth Ike talking about Pep. So one of the guys I mentioned is on the front page, Pep Guardiola. So, and then today's paper, you got the King's coronation, and you got sausages. So guess what sausages come to? Sausage, as I said a few minutes ago, is 73, which is number. Sausages is 92, which is numbers, which is reverse, which is Manhattan. I was getting some codes on that. I put some things out on Twitter. Have a look at what I posted on Twitter about Manhattan. Drew, a girl in one of the groups I'm in, she found this picture. I hadn't seen it for a few years, but she found it and posted it. And again, it was a meme, but it was leading to something that was not the most uplifting of truths being revealed. But I'll let you look at that on Twitter. It's a crocodile and a little, how do I say it? It's kind of a caricature of a crocodile taking advantage of something that they shouldn't be. So anyway, have a look. Yeah, I was suggesting that was Central Park, which is 119. Manhattan 92, which is sausages. New York 111. That all comes to 322. It's making me think of the Dark Knight. There's a stadium event, and there's the number 322 that pops up. But I'll let you have a look at those pieces of film footage. I've covered them before, but you can have a look at them. The Dark Knight Rises, I should say, the third one. Anyway, so the King's coronation. So we're going to talk about that in a bit as well. Right, so they're the headlines. So they're some of the things that are there. Charlie is my darling. I spoke to Charlie today, actually. And someone else was talking to me about the word darling yesterday evening. So they'll know who they are. Anyway. So, Day of Destiny. There's been a lot about this thing of the Stone of Destiny, Jacob's Pillow, all of that stuff going on. That's been popping up because of this week of the coronation. His Day of Destiny. So someone I know pointed out last week at the weekend, there was a picture, I think it was in the Daily Mail. You can go back, if you look on tomorrow's papers on Twitter, you can scroll back through most of the front pages, and there's a picture, and it was so Kings and Queens, and it had a picture of Charles next to Queens, or Queen. And they showed the film this week again, Queen. They showed it again. And I bumped into Rami Malek, actually, during lockdown. He did a good job of that, playing Freddie Mercury. But I've heard a few things. I'm sure others have heard certain things. But anyway, I don't know for sure, but I did bump into him. That was in Regent's Park. Right, here we go. So let's go back to this with Diana. So we're going to talk about this here. Right, where are we? Here it is. So we're going to go back to the previous post, the video that we did a few days ago. This one with Stallone signaling. It's amazing how, as with all of this, the Q posts talk about future-proof's past, and you'll get one site circling back, and you're getting that with some of these key images and tweets and posts and Telegram and Instagram posts that have now coming back, they're kind of making more sense. So I did a code on this last year when it was out. It says Q on his cap, heading into the storm. The storm, what's the storm? The awakening, the storm. Back to the Future says the storm. President Trump has said the storm. Emmett Brown, who says the storm. That's 148. Simple Geometry 148. Donald J. Trump 148. What storm, Mr. President? You'll find out. So why is Stallone doing that? And then again, who's this woman? We've already put the possibility out that it's Diana. I think it is. When you look at the hands and the title of the book, Every Last Secret 197 is Diana Spencer. Diana Spencer Trump. But let's have a look. So Sylvester Stallone comes to 243, which comes to John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame. 243. That also comes to Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, that is Queen. Let me just double check I've said that correctly. Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth II is also 243. So obviously we've got the week of the coronation. So that would add more substance to it about it being Diana, because then there's Queen Elizabeth II. But then there's some other things on this. So Melania, I've already given some references saying how Melania's numbers add up to Diana's numbers. So Melania's birthday, I didn't know this. I discovered this on the bus the other day off to Swanage. And anyway, April 26th. Here we go, ready? So April is 56, which is light, which is healing. We've just come out of April. 20 is 107, which is trumps, which is quantum. It's military. It's Joe Biden. I've always said that Trump's got him in his back pocket. Because it's not really, not really Joe. Joe's gone. You've seen all the stuff with the mask, etc., from a few weeks ago. It's eternal life. 107 is also Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius, or we're going into it. But sixth is 80, which is actually Spencer. But when you add those together, April 26th comes to 243, which comes to Melania Trump's birthday, April 26th. So could that be, what do you think? Could that be when you see Sylvester Stallone, which comes to 243, and John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame, that's a big Q, as I mentioned before, but he's been chosen to make reference to the woman behind him. And we're thinking that's Diana. And who is Diana sometimes? So Diana, she's wearing green, which is yes. So yes, 197, Diana Spencer Trump, yes. But also, she's got a book. Book is 43, which is wife. And I asked the question, well, whose wife is she? And a lot of people say that she's with President Trump. There's a similarity between Barron and her, particularly when she was younger. Facially looks very similar to a young Barron. Yeah, look, see when she's quite young there, quite similar to Barron Trump. So Melania, 243. So they've got Melania's birthday, Sylvester Stallone, 243. April 26th comes to, oh, what am I doing? April 26th comes to 243, which is John F. Kennedy, Eternal Flame, Sylvester Stallone. It's also someone else's name in the movement that is a truther, which I won't say, but it's their name. 243 comes to April 26th, which is Melania's birthday. 243 also, interestingly enough, comes to Central Intelligence Agency. So this is a war of infiltration. This is a war of double and triples. President Trump has spoken about that. Double and triple bluffs. How do you beat infiltration at the highest level? You infiltrate them at a better level. I believe that's what the White Hats have been doing. And they've got all the skills and abilities in the book to do that, to get the job done, which is what they've been doing, which is what they've done. And now we're seeing things play out for us. So could it be that there are good people in the CIA? What do you think? I would suggest that that's probably correct. And the CIA are the masters of double identities, triple identities, masks, face-offs, changing appearance in many possible ways, being invisible, all these kinds of things. But if the good guys are playing this chess, this fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional chess game, then I think they're going to have those abilities as well. So interestingly enough, Melania's birthday is 243. There's some other things, okay, with this. So going back to Mission Impossible, okay. So we're going to just assume that that's Diana, okay. I'll show you the picture again. There you go. Fingers look pretty similar. Someone pointed out as well that she's left-handed, which is a good spot. I don't know if she was, but someone said it. So that's a good spot if that's the case. Left-handed. Someone put something else in the comments as well, which I thought was interesting. I can't remember what it was now. It might have been the left-hand part. It might have been that. So thank you for putting that up. And thanks for the Q team that put things in the posts. So, Lady Diana Frances Spencer comes to 217. 217 also comes to the Princess of Wales. 217 also comes to my name, Tom Sidney Bushnell, and that's how I introduce myself. I say, hey, it's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers. And Diana was key, really, the beginning of my activation. I mean, I was activated when I met Ivanka, and then we waited for 5 years, and then 2020 hit, and that's when the numbers just came to me like an avalanche of a PhD worth of numbers within 3 weeks, really. Maybe 3 PhDs worth. It was just, I was taught from on high, and it's a great gift and blessing, and I'm very appreciative and grateful for it. But Diana, her essence, her spirit was talking to me, guiding me, or someone on behalf of her, but it was her energy. It was all about her. And then listening to President Trump, and then seeing the Kennedys with the Q, tying it all together, as I've explained a few times. But 217, so there's a woman here not wanting to be shown in a mask, behind a book, yeah? I just thought of this. A book comes to 44, which is mask. 43 is wife, which is book. And she's hiding behind a book, or hiding behind mask. Mask is also 44, Anon. But, get this. So, I was talking again to Ricky Lambert this week, and we were talking about Mission Impossible masks. So Mission Impossible, Mission is 98, which is Romanov. 98. Also Atwood. So Mark, are you one of them? Cornwall is 98, Independence is 98. 88, if you spell it out, just 88, that's also Romanov. So you can get from 98, 88, you can actually get it down to 88, which is Trump, which is Scotland, and President Trump went there this week and he said, oh, it's good to be home. Home is 41, which is King. 41 is Alien. 41 is USA, but President Trump specifically called Scotland home because Scotland is 88, which is Trump. But Mission Impossible, so Impossible is 119, which is Redemption, which is Nikola Tesla. It's also some other things on the other side, the dark side of things, but I like to tend to look at the good ones. I'll let people figure out the other ones. I have mentioned it once or twice before, but I'll keep it, for this purpose, I'll keep it as it is. If you want to know what another version is, go to my Twitter. I put it up there today. But 19, so that's the thing. You can get the glorious numbers, and the baddies knew what they were, so they went for them. Interesting enough as well, the pyramid is also 119, and also the tunnel is 119. So the tunnel mission, she died in a tunnel in Paris, so we've been told. So tunnel is 86, but the tunnel is 119, which is impossible. The tunnel, impossible. Mission Impossible is 217, which is Lady Diana Frances Spencer, which is the Princess of Wales, which also is Houses of Parliament. Her burial service was just across from Parliament at Westminster Abbey, and that's where Charles will be coronated tomorrow. And 217 is also Tom Sidney Bushnell. Site Club, my channel, is 109, which is 17, which is Parliament, which is also Witness. Diana's a witness. One of my favourite films with Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis in it is Witness. It's got a great soundtrack from Jean-Michel Jarre, or Michel Jarre. There's two of the Jarres, the electronic synthesizer guy and then the soundtrack guy. Maurice Jarre, I believe, yeah. With all the Amish. I think it's based in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And isn't that where Rocky was? See, Rocky. Is Rocky 243? Is he CIA? But good CIA? Who knows? Sylvester Stallone 243. But, so Diana, Lady Diana Frances Spencer 217, which is Mission Impossible, which is also the tunnel mission. Oh, did a 30-minute session there. And there'll be links below on YouTube if you want to get one. I highly recommend it. And you've got your Spooky 2 as well, the Scalar, etc. The links will be below. Okay, so if we do Mission Impossible Mask, guess what this is? Okay. The plot thickens, everyone. This is the power of the numbers, because remember, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. All the way through to Z or Z, 26th letter. You add them all up together, comes to 351. God communicates through numbers. Jesus Christ is the English alphabet. Gematria power is the English alphabet. Pep Guardiola is an alien football manager. And Pep was on the front pages today. And I mentioned it in my last show on News with Tom Numbers. So, going along with the Mission Impossible theme, and who was at Diana's funeral? Tom Cruise. And Mission Impossible, I believe, came out in 1996 or 1995. Liverpool Street. I actually went through Liverpool Street on the way back from Ireland. I flew into Stansted from Ireland, from Mark's event, and then came back through Liverpool, and from there on, Liverpool Street, and from then on. Liverpool Truth is Liverpool Street. There's a lot of truths up in Liverpool. And I did the show with Ricky. Ricky played for Liverpool. He's from Liverpool. Liverpool Truth, Liverpool Street. Street is 87, Truth, Justice, Stadium, Junior, Stella. So, anyway, Mission Impossible Mask. What does that come to? Mission Impossible is 217. Mask is 44. A wife is 44. A book is 44. Mission Impossible Mask comes to 261. What does 261 come to? It comes to the United States of America. It comes to November 22nd. That's the date of JFK. 261. Mission Impossible Mask. 261. John Fitzgerald Jr., i.e. Jr. John Fitzgerald Jr., so John. Mission Impossible Mask. John always wanted to be an actor. I'm sure he's been playing a lot of characters. Maybe some of us have spoken to him and we didn't know. Maybe some of us have met him and we didn't know. I think that's a high possibility. So thank you, John. Yeah, MTN Mountain, for Mountain Standard Time. You get that twice, that's 94 John. November's John. Third eye is John. So you perceive things with your third eye. I is 35, which JFK was the 35th president. And third is 59, which is Joker card, top card. Gareth, did a show with Gareth Ike. Joker card, top card, trump card. Southgate, or Gareth Southgate, he took over Sam Allardyce's position for the England national job in football and soccer. Anyway, so going back to this, Mission Impossible Mask 261 comes to November 22nd. That's when JFK passed. who else? Let's look. When did Diana pass? Actually, we'll do this one. August 29th. That's the date. August 29th. No. So Schwarzenegger says in Terminator 2, Terminator 133 simulation. But August 29th, he says that's Judgment Day. He says it's 1997. 1997 comes to 238, comes to the Tom Numbers show. Comes to one of my sister's full name as well, which I've mentioned recently. But 1997, Diana passed in 1997. But August 29th, he says that's Judgment Day. But August 29th is also 261. 261, which is Mission Impossible Mask. And guess who else actually, their date of death in 1997? Diana. August 31st, when you do the numbers, when you spell it out, comes to 261, which comes to Mission Impossible Mask 261. What's the likelihood of that, people? You know? What's the likelihood of that? 261. Mission Impossible Mask. November 22nd for JFK. For Terminator, August 29th, 261. And he says 1997, so he's doing a soft reference to Diana, because actually August 29th and August 31st, when she actually passed in 1997, it's the same value. How about this one? The United States of America's 261. Project is 87. Truth, Justice, I mentioned that. The Project Looking Glass, 261. Think of the events of Kennedy, 261. The Project Looking Glass, 261. The Mission Impossible Mask, 261. The Project Looking Glass, 261. November 22nd, 261. Terminator 2, August 29th, 261. Diana in 1997, August 31st, 261. Mission Impossible Mask, 261. 107 has said on my show, he's probably said it on other people's shows, he said that there's shared identity. He was talking about Zuckerberg with Facebook, and he might have mentioned others, but he's saying there's 16 people that play him. How are they doing that? Actors, masks, CGI, clones, whatever it is. And I said to him, so therefore that means on the good side, they'll be doing the same thing. And he went, yep. And when you get that, you know you've hit the target with one. So he was telling us that the good guys are doing this as well. The good guys are playing Mission Impossible 261, Mission Impossible Mask. So, I believe there's Diana. I believe there's Melania. I do feel that they're probably interchangeable. I'd like to think that Melania is, because she's gorgeous, and so is Diana. So is Ivanka. They're all gorgeous. So I'd like to think that she's as she is, but they can interchange. Mission Impossible Mask 261. This is the biggest movie. This is the biggest plot. This is the greatest story ever told. It's the greatest story ever told. And we're witnessing it. So let's look at more about the Romanovs. Okay, so Charlie sent me a clip this week of the Stone of Destiny, Jacob's Pillow. And you've got Mike Lindell with Jacob's Pillow, and then the Stone of Scone. And then there's about 4 different names for it, but it's all the same thing. It's interesting that President Trump and Eric came to Scotland this week and Ireland, just prior to everything with the coronation, with the coronation. That's what we've gone through. Interesting enough, if you do Scotland plus Ireland, so 88 Trump, Ireland 63, Irish 63. Ireland 63 makes me think of JFK, because he passed in 63, and it was on a Friday, which is also 63. The word Friday comes to 63. You add them together, 63, 63, that's 126, which is 107, which is also Ricky Lambert. It's also John Connor, Sarah Connor from the Terminator films. It's actually tomorrow. The coronation date is 126. It's the day of the year. 126th day of the year is tomorrow, May 6th. 126. 126 is Ukraine, Kiev, not Kiev as they changed it, but Kiev. So Ukraine is 79, Kiev is 47, K-I-E-V. That's atomic gold, it's atomic silver, added together is 126. When you spell the word 45, 40 is 84, plus 5, which is 42. It's also 9. The ninth letter in the alphabet is I. And people say the key, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the key is 42, the answer to the universe. Could be because it's I, it's 9, which is 369, the Tesla numbers. And we always see everything, we observe everything quantumly through the eyes. I, the soul, individual, I. It's all I. And we project and we interchange with everyone else. Perception is reality, projection is reality. I need to do the numbers on that. Projection is reality, because it is. Anyway, so, but yeah, 126, which is 107. But that's the date tomorrow. And then if you do, going back to 119, which is impossible, Mission Impossible. So 119 is also, May is 39, which is Big Ben, which is Angel, which is 10. You used to have news at 10 with Big Ben here in England. Big Ben, actually, the correct name is Elizabeth Tower, which translates to 169, the Great Awakening, which translates to Trump Tower, because Trump is 88, Elizabeth's 88, Scotland's 88, Purple's 88. You blend the reds of Democrats, the blues of Democrats with the reds of Republicans, form a new party. It's Purple 88 Trump. He was Democrat, now he's Republican, but it's not about one side or the other. It's to get the job done and create something new. But you blend the colours, and it's 88, which is purple, which is Trump. But yeah, so tomorrow is the 6th. 6th is 80. Spencer is 80, so that's Diana's name. Diana Spencer. 80 is 6th. So May 6th is 39 plus 80. That comes to 119. 119. 119 is impossible. 119 is redemption. 119 is Mary Magdalene. So the bloodline. Bloodline is 88, Trump, Scotland, 88, Purple, 88. Blood is 48, which is tree. It's a number of things, but bloodline is 88. Christ bloodline is Resurrection 165, Westminster. So they're going to be doing all this in Westminster. The code on Diana when she passed in 1997, 908 was the funeral time. That was at Westminster Abbey. That was in Westminster. Westminster Abbey is 200, which is Mount Rushmore. Rushmore is 117, which is 5th Avenue, where Trump Tower is 169. The Great Awakening, Thomas Bushnell, Tiffany Trump, Robert Zemeckis, director of Back to the Future. So there's all these things. Even the River Thames is 138, which is Donald Trump revaluation. The pyramid, the savior. Sorry, the pyramids, I should say. The pyramid is 119. So let's look at this with the Romanovs. Charlie sent me this video, and Romanov, it showed a picture of all these historical families, and I don't know much about the Romanovs, so I'm going to have to look at it more. But my understanding is that there was a big, a mass genocide of the Russian people and the families, which is known, but it's not that well known. And that house of Romanov, I think, was wiped out, or was supposed to have been wiped out. I might be technically incorrect on some of that, but that's the gist of it, I believe. And I haven't studied it so much, but it's not something we're taught that much in history. But Romanov, okay, so Romanov is 98, like I said, which is independence, I should say. So this stood out to me. This is in the video that Charlie sent out. It was sent to him from someone, and he shared it, I think, with a few of us, but he shared it with me, so thanks for sending it, Charlie. So look at this, ready? So this is what caught my attention. So House of Romanov, can you see it? So that's a black eagle, a two-headed black eagle, and I'd seen that before. I knew I'd seen it before, and it got me thinking of Mar-a-Lago. And I looked up Mar-a-Lago, and it's not actually, well, there's a story to this of Mar-a-Lago. And also House. House is 68, which is Mar-a-Lago, which is Baron, 68. Market, 68. Morgan, 68. You've got the Morgans, the Rockefellers, all that stuff. But Baron, 68. Mar-a-Lago, 68. So you've got the dark and the light. But House of Romanov, where is it? Here we go. House of Romanov. Here we go. So House of Romanov is 187. President Trump is always talking about $1.87 for gas prices. So I always used to see that because 187 is George Washington. So was George Washington, is he part of the House of Romanov from a while ago? Maybe. That would be an interesting thread to go down. But President Trump's always referring to 187, $1.87 for gas prices. But House of Romanov is 187. Simply, you could do that as well. If you do 1 plus 87, that's 88 Trump. And another way to spell Romanov is Romanoff instead of V. So it's interesting, the word, when you say off and of, OF with just one F is pronounced with a V. But Romanov is 98, but Romanoff with the two Fs in this case is 88, which again is Trump. So that's one way they used to spell it before. So Romanov is 88, which is literally Trump, which is Moscow. So Moscow is 88. Tartaria is 88. Scotland is 88. Budapest for Hungary is 88. Copenhagen, Denmark is 88. So there's all these prominent places in Europe that are 88, which is Trump. Even in America, California is 88, Trump. So 88 is a massive number, and the word massive is 88 as well. So when President Trump will talk about massive numbers, he's talking about Trump numbers, big numbers. Russia's 87, which is justice, which is truth, which is Stella. So Russia is truth. Justice, truth. Project, a long time project this has been. But there's some more here with Romanov. So anyway, the coat of arms. So the Mar-a-Lago one is. So here's some other features of the House of Romanov. So you got the two heads of the eagle, the Russian double-headed eagle, the House of Holstein, Gottorp and Romanov, the House of Holstein, Gottorp and Romanov again. But then I did have it. I don't think I've sent it to myself, unfortunately. But there's ones with, unless I did it earlier, let me check. Ah, yeah, here. So this is another one. So this feature here. So the Mar-a-Lago one, there's a thing on this. The Mar-a-Lago one is slightly different. From my understanding, I believe President Trump wanted to use that, but he's not able to. There's a kind of copyright, there's an issue with it. He can't use it in America, but he uses it at Turnberry. So the Mar-a-Lago one looks similar, but there's a new logo that he's had to kind of create. But the one at Turnberry, he uses the one at Turnberry. I don't think I've sent the picture of it to myself on this phone. But you can look it up. If you look up Turnberry, which is his golf course in Ayrshire. I used to live in Ayrshire for a few months. Shout out to Claire, who's in Ayrshire. But the point being is, I believe President Trump is showing that he's a Romanov. I think that's what he's saying. He's showing that he's a Romanov. And people have said for a while that Melania is a Romanov. So this goes way back, all of this. So here we go, let's get another part of this. Yeah, okay, so get this. So this is interesting. Trump family 66, which is Thames. You've got River Thames. Charles, interesting enough, is 66, which is family. Woman is 66. Event is 66. Corona is 66. So even drilling down on that, the coronavirus was something to do. It was like a family virus. It was like designed to kind of split people apart, which it has done. But it's also brought people together. So depending on kind of which way you took it, it's either destroyed or created. But Trump family is 154, which is the second coming, the Golden Jubilee. Interestingly, tarot by Janine. Janine, are you part of the Trump family? It could be a dark horse. The Trump family is 187, which is House of Romanov. So the Trump family is 187, House of Romanov. Romanov family is 164, which is the mothership. In the movie Queen, Freddie Mercury, played by Rami Malek, says he needs to reconnect with the mothership. And that always stood out to me. I was like, mothership. So the mothership is 164. If you think of the New Jerusalem, the mothership, the New Jerusalem, that's 343, which is President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I think the best is yet to come is probably something to do with that in 2028, perhaps, probably. Apostle Thomas is 164. Thomas Trump is 164. Mark the Apostle is 164. Someone early on gave me the name Mark. There was a bunch of us and they said we were apostles. But you've got Mark. Me and Mark Atwood share the same numbers. Mark Atwood, 141. Tom Bushnell, 141. But the Mark, or Mark the Apostle, Mark the Apostle is also 164. Thomas Apostle is 164. So the Mark is 76, which is Thomas, 76. A magic wand, 76. But then some others. So Right Side Blonde. So Rachel, she chose the name Right Side Blonde. Right Side Blonde is also 164. And my buddy Jack Edward Aitken Kidd is 164, and he lives in Scotland for some of the time in the year. Scotland's 88, Trump. So, yeah, the Trump family, 187. House of Romanov, 187. So I think President Trump is showing that. The Romanov family is 197, which comes to Every Last Secret, which comes to Diana Spencer Trump. So every last secret, there's a lot that's going to come out. I hope we're going to know everything about everything. Every last secret. The Romanov family, Diana Spencer Trump, and she's the one holding the book. The Romanov family, every last secret, Diana Spencer Trump. There was also something I found today as well, which is interesting. So if you go online on YouTube, you'll see there's a clip from a few years ago. And it says that it makes the comparison between the Trumps and the Romanovs. So it says the Trumps are the modern day, it says the Trumps are latter-day Romanovs. Latter-day is a reference to Mormons, Latter-day Saints, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, i.e. the Mormons, that's the full name of it. A Mormon is 88, which is Trump, which is Scotland, which is purple. And unfortunately, it gives me no pleasure, but I understand how that was contaminated and infiltrated, and Trump has shown that. But I hope there was some good tenets of things in the origins of it, because on the surface they're good people, and they live, or they try to live decent, good lives. But the wording is so interesting. The Trump family are the latter-day Romanovs. They don't say modern, they say latter-day Romanovs. And Trump is 88 Mormon. Trump's, or Mormons, is 107 Quantum. And Romanovs is 117. Romanovs, 117, is Fifth Avenue, 117. Rushmore, 117. Are we going to see a full circle of the Romanovs with the US? I think so. And going back to Sylvester Stallone, what's Rocky IV about? Rocky IV is all about unification. It's all about coming together as two superpowers. Even scripturally, I think they say that the bear, i.e. Russia, even though there's the two-headed eagle, but the bear, Russia, will join or be harmonious with the eagle. The eagle is America. So the game is afoot, everyone. There's lots of things going on, and it's getting clearer and clearer as we go into it. Yeah, I'm happy about it. Here we go. Rocky. So Rocky is 72, because Rock is John, France. Diana was in France. But Rocky's 72. So if you do Rocky 4, that's 76, which is a magic one, which is Thomas, the Mark. But it's I and a V, Rocky 4. That's how they write it. So if you do I plus V, that's 31, which is old. It's Kane, as in Harry Kane, but you got the two-ball cane. But Kane, or old money. So old money is 103, which is Jack Kennedy, which is Princess, as in Princess Diana. But it looks like they're saying through the numbers, it's showing that she could be, Melania is a Romanov. And it looks like if Melania is Diana, then Diana would be a Romanov. So the bloodline would be, that would be amazing to look at. And bloodline is 88, which is Moscow. That's the capital of Russia. And Russia's 87, truth. I did some numbers, I thought numbers on Ukraine. Look at my Twitter, you can see it there. So there's probably more, but it's quite late. But yeah, Mission Impossible Mars 261, November 22nd. Mission Impossible Mask 261, August 29th. Terminator, August 29th, 261. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, Jr., 261. The United States of America, 261. The Project Looking Glass, 261. And finishing off with Diana, August 31st, 1997. August 37 is 261. Mission Impossible mask. A wife, Lady Diana Frances Spencer, 261. Book, Lady Diana Frances Spencer, 261. Something's coming, people. I wonder if we'll see something tomorrow. I do wonder. Let's hope. A book, Lady Diana Frances Spencer, 261. A book, The Princess of Wales, 261. The House of Romanov. Oh, the Romanov family. Yeah, that's it. Look here. The Romanov family, 197. Every Last Secret, Diana Spencer Trump. Diana Spencer Romanoff, spelled O-F-F. Answers on a postcard, everyone. Put your comments down below. Like, share and subscribe. Check you subscribe. Always check, because, you know, it's a bit of a game we're playing. Yeah. Let's see tomorrow. I forgot to do this one. So, coronation. I'll close on this. I thought I was closed, but you got a little bit more. So, here we go. Coronation. Here we go. So, ready? Mission Impossible is 217. The King's coronation is 217. I think we might see some masks tomorrow. King's coronation is 184, which is Princess of Wales, 184. And Charles' coronation, or King Charles' coronation, is 231. The calm before the storm. The Statue of Liberty. So, where Diana's water feature in London is, in Hyde Park. Hyde Park is 88, Trump Romanoff, 88, O-F-F. It's an ellipse, so it's a spherical shape. It's an ellipse shape, kind of over, maybe almost egg kind of shaped with a line through it. But then there's the Isis bird, and people historically talk about Isis and how it wasn't good. But there's also a good side of Isis, I believe, because Isis is 56, which is light. Melania is born in April, which is 56. 56 Isis, healing. I've heard references to the Statue of Liberty being Isis before. So Statue of Liberty is 198. President Trump is 198. The Resurrection is 198. Diana Frances Spencer is 175, which is consciousness. Millennium Wheel, opposite facing Parliament, looking over River Thames, 138, Donald Trump. But Millennium Wheel, depending what angle you look at it, it looks like a huge Q. 175, Diana Frances Spencer. But I Am Diana Frances Spencer is also 198, Statue of Liberty, the Resurrection. Yeah. And it's apparently, some have said that Isis is the Statue of Liberty, or based on Isis. But there's an Isis, the bird, there's a feature at the base of, in Hyde Park, where Diana's water feature is. So, I Am Diana Frances Spencer, 198, the Resurrection. the Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Space Force, the Statue of Future, 198. All right, everyone, I am going to go to bed now. So God bless. I'll see you soon. Yeah, let's see what comes. Let's see what comes. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Trumps. Thanks to, and I need to thank the Romanovs, because it's a new part to the puzzle. Thanks to the Kennedys. Thanks to Diana. Thanks to those that are helping us beyond the veil. Thanks to those that are helping us here. Maybe the veil in here is one and the same. We just dimensionally have to tune into it. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for your love and support. Do like, share and subscribe. And I will speak to you very soon. And we'll see what the future holds. Because it's, it's good. Despite all the tossing and turning, the future is good. And I'll raise a glass to everyone. Thank you. Watch the water. Thanks, everyone. God bless. Bye.